back. It's me, Jess. Brittney. Say hi.
Hello.
And then we have Natalya with us today. She's our special guest.
Hello.
So today we're just gonna dive in, just asking you kind of like how you got into it.
So what was your first experience with Kava and botanical teas?
My first experience, I had gone to a bar that I wasn't like allowed to go to just because I heard someone like at my school talk about it, because I wasn't old enough to go into a club or anything, but like I thought that was more attainable. Mm-hmm. So I went in there and I had a Kava drink and it was pretty good, and I don't know, I just kind of got addicted to like the atmosphere. It was like all the like people who like weren't generally like cool, like being yourself was just like so normalized there, and like I always felt so, just not like I belonged necessarily. So like going there and being able to like be as talkative as I wanted to, be as extroverted as I wanted to, and nobody cared and nobody questioned me, like it was really nice. And especially because I just love talking to people.
So you started drinking Kava before botanical teas?
Oh yeah, no, I was a full Kava person, and I had to like look all into it and really research it because my mom started like questioning what I was doing. And then my brother, like, he was really skeptical about it. He started being like, Mom, like, she's probably doing drugs, like that sounds like a hard drug. And I literally like, there's this picture of Prince Harry drinking Kava, you know that, right? I told you about this?
Yeah, I think you have.
Yeah, did you look it up?
No, I never did.
So there's literally a picture of him, and my mom loves rose, and I was like, Mom, literally Prince Harry has drank Kava.
We have to find that picture.
Find it and like hang it up somewhere, because like it literally, like, I showed it to her, she's like, oh, okay, because they always have so much rules to them.
Yeah.
So like I was like, if he could drink it, I could drink it, Mom, like. And then like I would have to like bring my, like, I told my mom to come in there one time, because I see people come with their moms, like it doesn't matter, stuff. And my mom, she was like, oh, okay, this seems fine.
Yeah.
I keep trying to get my mom to come, but she's like, I don't like anything that will do anything to me. What does that mean? You drink coffee.
Yeah.
It literally, I feel like botanical tea is supposed to be the cousin of coffee. It's supposed to be in the same plant family.
Right, it is.
And what's it called? I love it because it doesn't get me like inebriated, but it gives me a nice feeling, like, and I can't have caffeine. So like caffeine gives you this nice little energized feeling, like, the botanical tea's for that. And it doesn't make you feel too like,
Yeah.
That's what I started not liking that about alcohol, because in high school I would like party and like drink alcohol and I'd be so sick and it'd make my stomach, and I have stomach issues, I have GERD. So like I would get so sick from it, and I just started not liking the feeling of doing that. So I started having to drink something that I preferred, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, we should have gotten you another drink. I'm like, she's like, it's okay, I don't need a drink. And we're like, it's on the house, it's for the podcast.
Yeah.
And she's like, okay, make it a
more
large.
It's to sit there and look pretty.
Yeah.
No, oh my gosh,
It's
I already
empty. The roses can still make it.
It's still cute. It's cute as a finish.
No, it's just I didn't have the one that I brew at home today.
You brew it at home?
Yeah, I brew green at home all the time.
Cool.
If you guys sold it, I would buy it from you, but I have to buy it from someone else because they're the only ones that sell it, and then I'm not gonna go to the smoke shop to buy botanical tea.
Yeah. No, we actually really do need to work on that. We've had a lot of people, because we do the farmers market, as you know. She stops by every weekend and says hi. But everyone asks, like, so like, how do I get it? Like, can I do it at home? And
we had
like,
someone asking yesterday, and we're like, yeah, sometimes we have like capsules that you can get, but like we don't have like a powder you can buy or a tea you can buy.
The powder is just so much better because you can control how many milligrams you're getting, and what's it called? You can like brew it as much as you want. You can customize it however you want. With powdered capsules, like, there's no brewing, so it's not necessarily as strong as you would get it if you were to steep it.
Yeah.
So I just like, I know how much it looks like now, but at first I weighed like 3 grams of it, and then I brew it into a tea, and then I add something that's a little bit acidic, like lemonade, maybe grapefruit, something like that. It's pretty
cool.
good.
And do you so when you make it at home, do you like leave like the sediment in it? Or like, does it come out like clear?
I mean, I leave the sediment in it.
Okay.
When I make it at home. sometimes like I try to filter it out, but I don't know. Sometimes I just feel like it's better with it. But when it's in like a drink like this, I don't want the cinnamon.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Some people love it.
Right.
Some people are like, make it extra dirty.
Yeah.
Like, I need the cinnamon.
Yeah. There's one guy, he's like, make it like a swamp.
It really is, like, it's like dirt. It's that's how we explain it.
It's like, it's called dirt because it looks like dirt.
Yeah.
It looks like straight up, like it poured outside and the ground's muddy.
Yeah.
It's like that. And like, some people get their drink. So like a normal drink, if you like swish it, it swishes. Mm-hmm. And then some people get it so dirty that it doesn't really swish, but it just sways.
That's disgusting. That's gross. No.
I mean, yeah, I like it all types of ways. I just ran through this though. Because it is.
And then, so I love that you like make it at home, and then you guys, so you and your boyfriend also use what's the thing for the yerba?
Oh,
that you were showing
gourd
us. Yeah.
for the mate.
Yeah.
So, that's something we've had in common. I can't have caffeine anymore, but like he drinks it all the time. He's from Argentina. My family's from Brazil. Mm-hmm. We have this powdered herb, like chimarrão is what you call it, and it's like this green powder, and it's super caffeinated. Or you can make that in it and have like lime in it, and you have it through like this gourd, which is like the fruit that is similar to the loofah. Mm-hmm. And you drink it out of that. You have to cure it and everything. And then Isaiah has his, which is like leafy. It's like, you know the yerba mate cans you guys have in the bar, right?
Yeah.
So that's the way you're actually supposed to have it. And it's like more ceremonial.
Yeah.
Like every day, like his family, they're like, Isa, are you coming over to like have yerba mate with us, you know? And like they get like a big thermos. His brother served it to me one time with dragon fruit. He like crushed up the dragon fruit and they put it in there. They put like agave. It's really nice. I
wish we did stuff like that though. Like I wish we like literally had like that stuff just like lined up and each person can have one, and then like even with the kava, like the big bowls. Like I've talked to several people who get it in Fiji, and it's like they literally like mix it and like serve it with their hands. I wouldn't go that far, but like I love the idea of like the big bowl, like this big serving, like community vibes of it.
That's what it looks like in The Sims. It's like a big bowl
in The Sims.
Oh yeah. So we were talking about this.
There's an extension.
I'm like a fan.
We need to talk about this. Do you play The Sims? Have you played The Sims?
I think I played like the second one when it was released.
Oh my god.
I've never played. I've honestly never played.
Die-hard fan.
Okay.
Huge fan of The Sims. There's like one of the game packs for like Sims 4. It's called Island Life, and you can like live on a beach and you can become like a mermaid or whatever. But you can what's the word? I almost said rabbit. Forage. You can like forage for the root. And you can buy like the giant bowl, and you can make kava, and it gives them like a euphoric feeling with like a timer.
Oh my gosh.
Isn't that so cool?
Yeah, that is sick. And like they literally like that's what they be doing. Like they were like I watched a bunch of videos on it. It's really interesting.
Yeah.
And like they claim that it makes them feel like so like drunk, and they drink like 7 of them. Like they But the thing is like that's not how it is with us, because we just have like our little shot of it. It's obviously not like we're not out here like grabbing it like from a tree and like you know it's like not that concentrated, and we don't do the specific things that you're supposed to do before you drink it. You know, it's kind of more just like a chill, like numbs your lips kind of thing.
Right.
Yeah, just to kind of like chill you out a little bit.
I think it's so cool that it's in Sims.
Oh yeah,
so,
I thought it was so weird.
The royals in the Sims can have kava, so it's clearly really safe. Like
literally completely fine. It's like
totally okay.
It's like if you take like a valerian root, in my opinion. No, my mom, she like takes valerian root to like calm her down, and like she's really into like herbal stuff like that, and she drinks kava from like the tea bags. You know, my father does too. You know, I feel like it's the same thing, kind of like how like this tea or that tea may make you like calm. I feel like it's the same thing with kava.
Yeah, and I think it's funny too how a lot of people will like they tend to push it towards like the opioid area and not like the coffee tea area, and I'm like no,
but that's
like,
just because
squash
like,
it back
it's
down.
Been proven to kind of proven to help with like opioid use and like people coming off of that, but it's like so stuck over in that way that it's so taboo, and it's like it's actually like part of the coffee family. It's actually a very just chill everyday thing. You like it's better for you than drinking like your coffee. Like you'll feel better from it. You're not gonna crash super hard. Like it's actually like a nice, easy thing you can do every day, and it's fine for like all kinds of people. I almost said normal people. Everybody's normal.
Maybe.
No,
but like, yeah, it's like an everybody thing.
Exactly, and I feel like, I don't know, people just want to demonize, like, herbally, like,
yeah,
helping yourself, you know what I mean? Like, it's really not that serious.
Yeah.
And I remember, when I was, like, researching about it, like, I found there was this one guy online that said he claimed to have gotten into a car accident because of it, and then later they found out he had taken like a bunch of drugs.
I feel like we've talked about this. I feel like you were talking about this at the bar with me one day.
Oh, wait, are you talking about the person who crashed into the story house?
I don't know, but I remember you...
But she had not one drug, and I was so scared that night, because like, she was an underage girl, walked, or I don't know if you guys have an age limit at the bar, but I know other ones do.
So we prefer to keep an 18 plus environment, but there's no legal age limit on Kava and botanical tea. So I always like to express that, because if we're like 21 plus, then it's like, well, why is it unsafe for younger people to have it? It's not.
Exactly.
But we don't want underage kids being like, oh, this is a place that we can go and like be crazy and probably sneak in alcohol and they're not going to notice. Because I know other bars have problems with that.
It's like the
seen that at
environment.
other bars.
Yeah.
You know what
so
I mean?
if we have like a 17-year-old come in and they're like super mature with their parent, like we're not going to be like, get out. Like,
right.
We will serve.
It's also like, it's like a nice, like just an adult atmosphere, and like a lot of our clientele that go there like want that chill spot. They don't want like a bunch of like teenagers, like, wild teenagers, like making a ruckus, and they can't just relax.
There was another like bar in town that like teenagers coming in and like really making this huge issue out of everything. Like everybody kind of was just like, I don't like this anymore. This is becoming like a high school like party on
frat
the
party.
weekend. You know what I mean?
Well, especially like when I mean, I've had situations where I walk up and there's literal just open alcohol, like underage drinking is happening.
Oh yeah, no, I've
right
seen that like
and
outside
I'm like,
playing dominoes. It's like, what do you
I've seen that too, and they were literally just walking in and out with like a Four Loko in their hand, like
and
not
like,
trying to hide it, like nothing.
And
this
alcohol
person was
is
like
off-putting
young.
to people. Like there's some people who are triggered by it, like, and so if you have someone who's like trying to like stay off of alcohol, and they walk up, and that's like the first thing they see before they even walk through the door, like that's not comforting. That's not a safe space. Like we're all trying to create this sense of a safe community of people who are trying to be sober and like all of this stuff, and then you're just gonna have Corona Lime sitting right out front on your table. Like, no.
I can't believe people do that. No, it just really ruins it.
Yeah, we don't put up with it.
No,
and I hate the confrontation, because like Michael calls the cops, I swear to God, like every other week.
Well, that's like I was talking to like a friend of my boyfriend's who like opened like this like bodega studio space that like they're trying to finish getting it ready, so you can also like rent it out for like parties and like shows and stuff like that. And I was just trying to get like the vibe about it, and he was like, yeah, as long as you don't bring alcohol, like just make sure no one brings alcohol. And I was like, well, if we were having one like that, like we're the first ones to call the police if someone shows up drunk or trying to like go sneak stuff in. Like we're the first ones to be like, get that out of here. Like you wouldn't have to worry about it.
Because it's like, how disrespectful. Like most people know that you're not supposed to, and like we're trying to have like a sober environment. We're trying to, you know, tell everyone that, hey, we can always have fun while being sober. We don't have to be super inebriated to have fun. We're not like that. We're people who just, you know, like being around each other, and who, you know, are not so like worldly. We just like to like appreciate life for what it is.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah,
exactly. And it's like funny, because it's like you say that without us even having to like kind of pull that out of you, because we, I think, say that with like almost every single person who comes on.
Really?
Where it's like we all just have like that sense of community and everyone's welcome. Yeah. But it's like the second that you like kind of cross that line and you kind of don't like respect our space, then you're out.
I definitely get the feeling from some people sometimes that they don't like us for some reason. Like,
yeah.
Like, it'll be, like, sort of, like, new people that come in and they'll sit and, like, they won't talk to anyone. They, like, of course, you can see when someone's introverted, yes. But when you're visibly, like, looking at me weird, looking at somebody else weird, being rude to the bartender, like, no.
I mean, I've seen, like, I feel like I've seen, like new people, like, I might have only ever seen them there the one time. You can see them kind of, like, smirking, looking around,
it's
like, everybody in there, like, we're the freak show.
Yeah, they still think we're, like, all these, like, hippies, like, all the hippie to be, like, probably on shrooms, like, they think that there's, like, some underlying, like, shoe that's gonna drop.
Yeah.
No,
they're, like, just they're waiting for, like, the other side to show. Right. It's like, no, like, this is literally, like, the most diverse group of people you could meet, and we all just get along great. Like, that's just all it is. It's just everybody's having a good time, no judgment, everyone's just chill.
Right.
Like, that's
exactly.
it.
We're all very honest people. You know? And I just think that's something good to have, because it's like, if you're gonna live on this earth, you're gonna die on this earth, why not be honest?
Yeah.
You know, why not be honest about who you are?
Right? Yeah.
No,
and it's like, I literally lost my train of thought.
Oh my gosh, this is great.
Oh, what was I gonna say? I forget.
Okay, wait. No, now that you lost your train of thought, that girl that crashed, I was so scared because I was like, oh my gosh.
Oh yeah, we like circle back.
No, I'm sorry.
Back.
But I talk a lot, but what's it called? I was so scared because I thought that someone was gonna go on the internet and be like, girl crashes into store because she had botanical tea and blah blah blah, but she had never had a drink.
Yeah,
and then the cops came in and they were like asking, they were like, did she order anything? Did she do this? Nope, she literally just walked in, she was with a friend, looked at the TV, it was like the thing with like the cake, and it's like, not cake, it's a cake, isn't that cake, you know? And she was like commenting on it, and then she left, and then I don't know if they want to talk to me about, I don't know if they want me to talk about this on here, but one of my friends I thought was flirting with her, and then like found out how old she was, so like he just said like bye, you know, and then you just see her go whoosh.
Yeah, and just took out a tree.
Yeah, but the thing was like, there's like the brick thing, right? This is the brick beam, and then she went through the walkway around like midnight, and then she turned like this. I think she had attempted to drift her car to, like, you know, to do something cool.
She was trying to be like impressive.
She was trying to be cool.
Yeah.
But the thing, she went too quick, and you just like, you thought it was gonna slow down, but she just took
nice.
Yeah, and she jumped right out of there. And then like, it was so funny because everyone came out of the bar, and there was this one random guy who, without any shame, just like pictures, you know, like taking pictures. He's like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh,
sending to only in Naples.
And then he posted it, and I was like,
yeah. It is funny though, like stuff like that, which it's funny, but it's not, because like, if let's say she did say like, oh, I did have it and that is why I crashed, it's like that one thing could like ruin the entire
industry. And it's like, we have footage of you in the bar, we could pull that up and prove
that has saved us in so many different situations.
Yeah, it's so essential for us to make sure, like, everyone's on camera the whole time. And we don't abuse it, but it's like, no, that's like for our safety because of stuff like that.
Because why not be safe?
Yeah.
Why not be those people who are not going to accept that? We don't want to be those people who just accept all this crazy stuff, you know, happening. And a lot of other bars will be like, oh yeah, I know this happens, but I won't be strict on it. No, be strict on it.
Yeah.
So we don't have a weird stigma. So nobody thinks that we're these weird, like, drug-having people who are just like, they're like high all the time. That's not who we are.
Yeah. Well, that's why we get so upset when other bars allow like drugs and alcohol in their space, because it ruins it for everybody, not just that one bar.
Yeah.
Because then if that's their first experience at that one and then they go to another one, it's the same thing. Why are they going to come to us?
Exactly.
Because they're going to expect the same thing and think, oh, all these Kava bars, they're all doing drugs.
Like the people that came in and they rolled on the table.
Yeah.
And they're like,
that
I didn't know
recently.
we couldn't do that. I'm like,
that's because there's another bar that I had gone to a few times that, you know, they really just like grinded up their stuff on the table that they have for them out front. Nobody questions it. Everyone thinks it's fine. And like, I have like this family member who was like, oh, like, there's no way that she's probably just drinking every night. Like, there's no way that somebody her age would actually want to be sober. That's ridiculous. It's like, it's really so unbelievable for you.
I wish that these bars were around when I was like at that age, because like I didn't start drinking until I was like almost 22. So I was like the sober friend going to bars and watching everybody else drink. And it was just like, I wish I like had my own place to go, but we just didn't have them then.
Yeah. I was always the one that like I would go out and just drink because that's what we had to do. Like,
by the time I was 22, I was like going out and drinking like almost every night.
But I would have no other choice but to stay home and have zero friends if I didn't go out and drink alcohol.
Exactly.
And
like,
I hated that.
Everyone normalizes it. Everyone normalizes alcoholism. You know, like just like drinking all the time, drinking for every single event. They make an event, they drink for it, you know, which like it's okay if you drink, but it's like there's a point where it becomes too much and it starts to kind of impede you.
Because it's not like celebratory anymore. It's just like you said, it's normalizing.
Well, I mean, like something. Culturally, it's like you said that up in Mass, like that's all there's to drink. I know in Australia, culturally drinking is a huge thing, and it's celebratory. Like every day, the damn celebration. Like every day you're celebrating. So like they're like drink. Like you can start. Might have changed, but like you could start drinking with supervision while you're like 15 or something, you know, like in your own home. Like it's so normal to just drink that like my best friend there is like, I was telling her about these bars and everything like that, and she was like, oh, that's so cool, like we don't have anything like that here, and everyone drinks and I have nothing to do.
And isn't it crazy how it's like, I know they probably don't only have them in Florida, I know they have some in Texas too, but people view it as a Florida thing.
Yeah.
You know that?
We talked about that with like Vanessa a little bit last week or something, because she was saying that even in California, like they'll have them, but people like only do Kava. The tea is still like, you Floridians are so weird.
Which is so weird. It's like, is it really that weird that we don't want to have alcohol?
Yeah. Well, and even like how the Kava bars that only serve Kava are saying that the botanical tea is a drug, and it's like, you're in the same family, dude. Like you're in the same like company that we are.
And the thing is, there's like people who claim like, oh, these botanical teas do this and they make you feel this crazy thing. They have never drank it once in their life. They don't know that. They just hear that from other people. They don't actually know what it's like. If like there was people who were what's it called? If there was people who were educated that really just like sat down and like drank it, you know, and like took that risk, or if we were able to test it more, which I know the US doesn't want to do that, but if we were able to test it more with people, then more people would be open to it, because they would be like, oh, I just feel a little bit energized. Oh wow, you know,
it's very little effect.
Which is so it's like so weird too that people are so cautious to try this when literally everyone's being like, oh, it's just mild, mild. But like with alcohol, like people die from it like all the time.
No, and they don't care.
Like and like everyone's like, oh, but it's okay in moderation. Like I just watch myself, and I have there was one person I was like explaining to it one day, and I was like, I mean, alcohol is literally a poison, and like it's your body reacting to a poison. It's not like a fun side effect. Like your body is actually like trying to survive, and that's the effects that you're getting from alcohol. And she was like in her like 40s or 50s, and she was like, it's poison. And I was like, yeah, what are you thinking? Like, come on.
You do learn that in like health class.
True, yeah, you do learn that.
Yeah, but it's interesting though, like how people are so okay with alcohol and with coffee, because everyone's like, oh, like I'm trying to get off coffee, like, but it's like, okay, so drink this. Yeah, like this has no caffeine in it.
Right.
One of the easiest things for me to do was to switch to botanical tea from coffee, because with GERD I couldn't have caffeine anymore. It would literally make me feel hungover in the middle of the night.
Oh god.
So I just switched over to botanical tea, and like I really don't drink alcohol anymore, and I haven't had coffee since like last June.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm definitely like toned down on my coffee. Like now I just drink it because like I just like the taste of it.
Right.
It tastes good. I honestly I miss it. I just wish that like they could actually make it decaf.
Right. Well, because there was so much like I'll get heart palpitations. I would drink from drinking coffee. So now like I only have like a little bit and it's mixed with my kava. And that's like mainly how I drink coffee now.
Isaiah mixes it with his botanical tea in the morning.
Oh, that's right.
He puts the powder. There he goes.
Yeah. But like people will religiously drink coffee and religiously drink alcohol and then like not see the comparison in the botanical teas and the kava and how it's this like in terms of it being bad for you or you being able to have too much of it, like it's the same thing. Like you're gonna sit there and you're gonna drink alcohol and say, oh, but it's fine in moderation. Coffee, it's fine in moderation. The second you pass over into kava and botanical tea, it's you can't have anything, you're gonna die, you're gonna overdose.
You're gonna die.
It's
gonna be so bad for you.
It's
You're gonna be
awful for
degenerate.
you. Yeah.
If you have like a lot of botanical tea, the thing is you physically are not able to like quote overdose in a way or have too much because you would get physically sick.
Your body will reject it when it's too much for you.
You would get physically sick and you start throwing up and throwing up and throwing up and start feeling sick. You literally would not be able to do that.
Right. Your body like will get rid of it for you.
Exactly.
Before it poisons your bloodstream and you die.
Yeah. And so like on that note, in terms of like people not kind of wanting to change their realm of reality, you know, what they grew up knowing is normal and not really good for you, but what they think is okay or good for you. We were talking a little bit earlier about like the older crowd not wanting to change their views, and like you both are in the beauty space and see it in terms of how people take care of themselves, and like we've learned so much about like in the beauty world. It's easier because there's so much more information out there where like the younger crowd knows what to do to take care of themselves better now.
Yeah, like, they know how to, they want to maintenance everything. You know, and like there's like a different generation that like just doesn't want to accept that they have to maintenance certain things. They don't want to accept like for example, like I'm sure you've had to explain many times that you couldn't get someone as light as they wanted to be in a session, and like they just won't understand it, and they'll be like, oh, but this salon tells me that they can lighten me. It's like, first of all, they won't. Second, you have box dye in your hair, so like that's not happening.
Yeah, like just chill out on that. You know, it's nothing. No, like I feel like I have it a lot where it's my younger clientele understands that like for their maintenance, like, okay, I'm gonna have to book at this time. Make sure you book me this many weeks ahead and make sure we're keeping up with this. I tell them what they're immediately like, what products do I need? And I'm like, get these, and they immediately buy them. My older crowd, they're like, I'll just call you when I'm ready for my next one. And now I'm scrambling trying to get them in because they didn't want to like prioritize it. And then like when it's uneven or anything, like
and then
anything's not consistent. Yeah, when then something's not consistent with it or the appointment's rush or something, it's like my fault. Because I'm the professional, but like that's why we book your appointments at certain times. The younger crowd seems to be doing a great job at it, but some of my older clientele just like they can't get it. They're not using the products they're supposed to be using. They fry their hair off every single time, and then they complain about it because their color's not sticking. And it's like, guys,
people who are older are not the issue. It's older people who are stubborn who refuse to maintain whatever they have.
Right, but
like,
that's also like
there's also younger stubborn people. You know what I mean? Like I've had like girls refuse to like wash their lashes, and then you know wonder why it's falling out.
I wanted to get lash extensions, but I know I wouldn't take care of them. I know I wouldn't do them. I'm just like too busy to keep up with the routine of it. So I know I wouldn't take care of them. So I don't get them.
And if you know that's fine. You have to be the person to be like, I can't take care of it, so I'm not gonna get it. I'm not gonna invest into it, like hair extensions or something like that.
That's also why I didn't get hair extensions that I really desperately want.
Yeah, I would love to have hair extensions.
Because otherwise you're gonna be like separating them like this, brushing them.
Yeah, I look at them online all the time. I have like a whole cart full of different hair extensions. I'm like, I want these ones, I want these ones. And I'm like, I want them, but like I don't have the time to take care of them the way I should. So I'm not gonna get them. But there's a lot of people that get them and like refuse to take care of them and then get mad and think it's the stylist's fault for messing up.
Like basically now with the internet, we are normalizing caring for our health. There's like clean girl aesthetic. There's like aesthetic videos of like girls making healthy meals. It's a trend to work out now. You know what I mean? Like it's like
exercise
cool
has never been so cool.
Yeah. Like and now it's like so normal and like everybody wants to do it, you know. Like why don't we just start looking at alcohol and saying like, let's not drink alcohol?
Right.
You know, and alcohol's horrible for your skin, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's real bad for your skin.
And people like are trying to be sober. I don't know why or where. I think it is the general wellness part of it because it does make you gain weight. It affects your hormones, all that fun stuff.
It's like real bad for your mental health.
Right. And I forget the exact where Michael got this like number from, but I remember all around like New Year's he was like 70%, like 70% of like, I think it was like the millennials or Gen Z, whatever the heck, all pretty much voted that like 70% of them are trying to be sober in 2023. Like that's a lot of freaking people.
That's a lot of young people.
Yeah, that's a lot of the population that's trying to steer away from alcohol.
Because we see like, well, not my family, but we see like other people see their family going through like alcohol addictions, and you know, a lot of them are scared to have alcohol. I've met tons of people who are scared to have alcohol because they're like, oh no, like sorry, my dad's an alcoholic, I just don't want to drink any of it.
Like, so like my family, like that runs in my family like big is alcoholism, like both sides, everybody. Like I've been to enough AA meetings as when I didn't drink because it's such a big thing in my family. My mom's a drug and alcohol counselor because of it. I grew up with addicts living in caravans in my driveway. Like that my mom was trying to like help become sober because it was like such an important thing in her life.
She's very sweet.
Right, she's an angel. So like that was always like such a big thing in my life, and like there was like this whole thing in my household that we had like a dry household because like my parents used to drink a lot when they were like teenagers, and they would get real fucked up and like all that kind of stuff. So like me and my brother both didn't drink until we're in our 20s because we saw the extremes of it so much growing up. And like I was like still going to like parties and like everything like that, and everyone's like drink, and I was like, I'm not gonna fucking drink. And I had like a few close friends that like knew, and they were like, don't dare try to push that on her. Like she said no. You know?
And it's like, I don't know, it's so chuggy. I'm gonna say it is so chuggy to think that someone is lame to not drink alcohol.
Right.
That's so chuggy. You don't want to take care of yourself.
Yeah, I dealt with that a lot. And there was a girl who I had moved down here and we don't speak anymore, and her biggest thing was that I was boring or lame because I didn't want to go to the club and hang out until 3 a.m. every freaking Friday night. I'm like,
It's like, that's
I have
not
no desire
fun for me.
I don't want to go get hit on by 70-year-old gross men who are slurring their words and all I can smell is alcohol in their breath. Like, don't want to rack up an $80 tab for 2 drinks.
Exactly.
Like, I have no desire to be around any of that behavior.
Not my vibe. I still have never walked into a club. I didn't either. Like, we haven't been to a club because it's just not my thing. It's not his thing. Like, what? All of you guys are doing the same exact thing to get inebriated, to avoid your problems. You're circling into this kind of like lifestyle of, oh, let's go out and eat all these expensive foods, let's post it on Instagram, let's take all these trips, let's go to the club, let's do this, let's do that. It's all the same thing. You're not focusing on like the amazing things that we have in life, you know? And I don't know, I just don't understand why a lot of people just want to ignore those things.
Yeah.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Well, and I think it's a lot of it is just because of the way you're raised and what you see, and a lot of the times, like, fortunately for you, like, you grew up and you saw a lot of that, but you didn't become it.
Right.
Most people do.
Right.
And it's because they don't have that other choice. So it's like if Kava and botanical tea was more normalized and it was everywhere in every city, like, it just makes you wonder, like, if they had that option.
Would they go there instead?
Right. Because a lot of people don't. Like, in Massachusetts, there's no Kava bar. So every time I go up to Massachusetts, I end up drinking. Because I don't, like, what am I going to do? Sit in my Airbnb all the entire time? But there's nothing else to do.
Exactly.
Right. You can either go to the mall or you can go to the bar. There's nothing else to do.
Yeah.
And especially in the winter, it's too cold to do anything. Like, so I always end up drinking when I'm up there, but I just hate it. Like, I'll go and I'll have, like, one drink. I can barely get the thing down.
I hate this. I wish I never drank it.
Yeah.
I knew I shouldn't have.
I could barely get it down, though. Like, I can't even finish, like, a drink half the size of this.
We went to dinner, like, months ago, and I got a beer, and halfway down the beer, I was like, oh, you're gonna have to drive me home. This is like, I like now I'm just regretting it because now I'm tired and I just wasted my whole night because I had like this
and then you have to worry about feeling like shit the next day still, and it's like.
And I have like, there was this one experience I had with alcohol that just made me not want to drink it anymore. I actually began like having GERD symptoms, and then my friend, she made me these 2 mixed drinks. It was like 2 little thingies of tequila inside them, right? And then I had became so inebriated from these that, okay, there was like this patio furniture a few doors down that we wanted to grab. You know, I thought I was totally in the right headspace. I thought I was fine because before I would drink like normal. And I have GERD, which makes you more susceptible to alcohol. And I had what's it called? I totally just forgot what I was gonna say. But anyways, we were walking over there, right? I grabbed this table. I thought it was wood. Thought it was a wood table, and it was like 2 houses down. So I grabbed the wood table, and me being, you know, drunk and silly, I like pulled it up like this, and then when I got to the house, I thought it was a wood table, so I went like this, right? And then this glass slab just goes on my foot, and it shatters everywhere. And I was bruised for a month and a half. I'm fine now, but thank God because the edge of it was sanded. It wasn't just sharp. Yeah. Otherwise, it would have cut my foot open. But I was literally, it did not hurt one bit in that moment, and that makes me scared. Because now I look back and I'm like, do I really want to have something that could make me like
numb?
Right. Yeah, so numb and so away from everything.
There was like a night when I was younger and like when I was drinking a lot, I was out with my friends like really late. We had like our bar that we would go to like all the time. We were like mass regulars there. It was almost like how Kava Love is, but for like a dive bar. Oh, okay. Like we were there so much. We were close with all the owners. We would stay in after they closed. Like we had pictures on the wall. Like we had all the workers' phone numbers. Like we were all super tight. That you don't want that if you're drinking. Like that's too much. That's too much. But like I was there really late, and then I ended up going home, and my friends stayed, and they ended up kind of blacking out a little bit and then not realizing it, but she managed to like cut a piece of her ear off somehow and ended up in the ER, but she'd just been walking around with like blood running down her.
Oh my God.
And didn't know like where it came from. She still to this day doesn't quite understand how it happened.
Oh my gosh, what?
But she like cut like the tip of like her ear off.
Maybe she like.
I want to know. I need to know.
I don't. No one knows. It happened like in the alley behind the bar or something. Oh my
gosh.
Like I think they were trying to climb on top of like the building, and she like hit her head, but like no one knows.
That's insane. Like I just never wanted to be so inebriated to the point where I didn't know what was happening, because that can cause a lot of things, and you know the things that happen during that can traumatize you for life.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You know, they can affect you for a very long time. Not saying that it's like anyone's fault, but
even if it's just like embarrassing stuff that you did, you know, like that's gonna haunt you forever. You know.
You sound like you're speaking from personal experience.
Do you have a few stories?
What do you want to share?
No. Just like
just like a lot of
just like I just feel like I've embarrassed myself enough times that I don't even talk to those friends anymore, just because I'm still to this day too embarrassed to be like, that's how you might just think of me forever.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. I feel like I'm the type of person who like I will drink to get away from my feelings, and then I'll like slur all my like life crap and all the shit that I'm going through and how depressed I am, and then you're like, oh, she has some fucking shit. And then like I'll be sober and I'm like, hey, what's up? Everything's fine.
Oh my gosh, no. A problem with me was that I would be so drunk and I didn't want people worrying about me. So I would have like a normal conversation like this and be like literally so drunk. This one time I was sitting down. This was the first time I'd ever like gotten really sick and like blacked out ever. I think it was the only time. But I was talking to like my friend's mom and she thought I was fine, and like I was like having a normal conversation with her, trying to act like really like normal. And then a bit later, like I sat on the couch and my body said, I need to use the bathroom. So I got up and then I just woke up in my throw up and my friend was cleaning it up. And then everybody was running around, they're like, oh my gosh, like I thought like she was completely fine, she was just talking to me, I don't understand. It's because like I have this thing where it's like I don't want people worrying about me,
so you have to act normal.
so I was acting completely normal.
Yeah, that's kind of what you do is that you're like, I'm fine, and then you're like, no, I'm not, and then from that point on, it's like you're blackout, things are bad, you're a mess.
Right, and I hate that. I hate that feeling too, like that anxious, I'm fine.
Yeah,
You always have to like wonder like, when am I gonna cross that line?
Yeah.
And like, that's where, and I think I've mentioned it before, maybe not on here, about like my 21st birthday where I completely blacked out. Michael said I was like, I had my pants pulled down, but was like puking in the toilet. So I don't know what was going on.
I pull my pants down when I've been drinking too much.
Yeah,
like it's like a comfort thing.
To
like,
get
I'm like,
undressed.
no, I'm trying to be comfortable, and I like start taking my pants off.
Yeah. Because it will, because I'm like,
my
pants
it will
are always
relieve
too tight.
Something.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. I would just feel like I don't know. It's drunk brain,
Apparently,
but I'm like, I gotta take my pants off.
I was at this party and Isaiah was there, and what's it called? So basically, my friends, she had a little sister at the house, right? And then her little sister was like probably 16 at the time, and then these two boys came in. It was like Halloween. We just had like this like post like party with everyone that we knew, you know. And then these two boys came in. They started speaking Spanish, right? And then I heard them, and I thought they didn't speak English, so I started speaking Spanish to them. It turns out they were trying to sneak her out to a party, like to some random like rager that we didn't know about, you know, and that's why they were in there. So like it was actually good because like I was like speaking to them, and they were like, "Oh, you speak Spanish?" And I was like, yeah, like what's up? And then she was like, he ended up asking like the girl's sister, like, can we take your sister to this party? And then we were like, no.
Yeah, absolutely not.
What are you talking about?
Right,
you know,
good.
You cannot. Like, she's staying here, sorry. And then, like, they ended up leaving there, like, ugh, whatever. But, like, apparently I speak Spanish.
I got really high one time to the point where I thought I could speak Spanish. I was like watching, like, a documentary, and it had gone from, like, speaking Spanish with subtitles to all of a sudden speaking English, but now still subtitles. And I was, like, home alone, and I was like, oh my god. I was like, I understand. It's like clicked.
Oh my god.
It's my brain.
You're like, I am bilingual.
I was like, I knew it. I knew it was in there somewhere.
All those classes wasn't for nothing.
But the thing is,
that one half semester in high school, like, it's really
no, literally, and they require you to do it, and like it doesn't even help. But what's it called? These experiences, like we still have fun experiences with botanical tea or kava.
Yeah.
It's just now we don't have the embarrassment. Now we don't have the pain. Now we don't have the
bloody ear,
the bloody
possible broken foot,
the hurt foot. You know.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, like you don't have much of those negatives anymore, like or barely any of those negatives, you know, because you're just choosing to, you know, be more here than like get away.
Like no, like I'll leave like Kava love with my face hurting from laughing so much, you know, like I get to remember it, you know, and I'm not embarrassed by it.
You don't laugh about it 10 years later when you're over the trauma of the experience,
right.
Because, like, I'm sure when that happened with the table, you were, like, probably upset about it
I was upset the next day.
Yeah.
And I was like, I can't believe I could have done that to myself.
Yeah.
I could have really, if it was sharp, it was my left foot, and I always remember it. Like, if it was sharp, I really could have hurt myself, and I really could have costed myself a bit, like, a big penny just for, like, being stupid.
A big toe.
It was my ankle. The top of my ankle.
Yeah.
And I really could have cost myself. And I remember the whole night, it was with like my best friend, and she was watching me, taking care of me, and I remember being like, oh, that's so funny, like there's no glass. And then she's like, no, there is, look. And like my leg had like scratches all over it from the glass that dropped on me. You know, like it was like, how could I have been so stupid to be so inebriated that I didn't know that I literally had scratches from glass and glass all over me. I don't want to be in that situation.
And then comes like that, I'm never gonna drink again. Yeah, and it's like, how many times have we all said that? I'm never gonna drink again.
But like then we took it seriously.
Yeah.
Because now we have something to actually replace those experiences with.
We never have to say it about botanical teas.
Exactly.
No, we never leave the bar saying, I'm never gonna have that again.
I'm never gonna have that again.
I've never said that about it.
Like I'm never gonna have an experience so bad with botanical tea that I'm gonna be like, I never want to do that again.
Right.
I don't want to see these people anymore.
Right.
Because it's not like.
Yeah.
Because that's not how it is.
Yeah.
It's great. It's a good thing. It's a good thing, and I love it.
And that's why we take drunk people out.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's like, why do you think this is okay? But the thing is, they are so drunk that a lot of times they do think we're just another bar.
Yeah.
So you just have to kind of be like, hey, we don't serve that. We don't do that.
And like
here.
people that come in thinking it's like an alcohol bar, I feel like are usually a little more understanding of like, okay, I'm sorry, I have to, I'll leave. I didn't know.
Yeah.
But
it's funny sometimes. We've had like big groups of people who come in, they see the menu, and of course they wait until we give them the entire spiel, and then they're like, yeah, no, I think we're gonna go to the bar at the end of the street. It's like, okay, have fun. Don't eat their food.
Don't touch anything in there.
Yeah.
Don't eat the food.
Yeah.
No, there was a Kava bar I went to this one time. This guy had came in from Pennsylvania. And then he, what's it called? I think I was single at the time, and he like tried flirting with me, and then I was like, but what's it called? Talked to him, he was interesting, and then he was like, what are you gonna get? And then he was like, I'd like Crown Royale, and I was like, what? And then he was like, what? Are you not supposed to be here? And I was like, what? We don't serve alcohol here. He's like, oh my gosh, what? And I had to like show him. I referred him to like other bars in the city. He went, and then he came back and he said, I didn't like it. And he actually thought that the Kava bar was more fun, and it was better than like
awesome.
going to the bar. So he ended up just like hanging out with like this huge group of people that was there that night, and like it's just crazy because it's like that. It was just so funny. It's like he really wanted to drink alcohol that night, but ended up not doing it, and ended up just like chilling.
And and it's funny because we talked a little bit too, I think last time, about how like the customers will even intercept a little bit and like explain it to people if they notice. Like we're so open to be like, oh, they're a newbie, all right, we got this. Like before the Kava tenders even get to it, like the explanation's already been done.
Yeah.
Like because I know I've definitely had that situation before too. Done that. in multiple different Kava bars where someone comes in and like I think I've asked them the similar thing of like, oh, like what do you get? And then they say like alcohol, and then we're like, no, Wait a minute. Like, it is awkward a little bit, though, because you're like, oh,
what are they gonna think? What are they gonna say?
They're gonna think we're so weird.
Yeah. I remember I was at like a very small Kava bar once, and this couple came in, and it was two women, and they both looked at the menu for a little while, and then it was pretty quiet in there. I don't know why, but then the Kava tender was like, oh yeah, we don't have alcohol. And then she was like, nope, this isn't the place for us, like super loud.
Oh my god.
Put the menu back and like laughed her way out the door, and I was like,
I've had someone do that.
I've had
someone do that. And like they kind of like scoff, and then they made a comment like that, and then they like laughed as they left.
But like super loud, like they were like proud of it, and I'm like, no.
I think the person that like did it like that, but with me, it was like they were like in their 60s or something, like an older group of people, and they like scoffed at it and laughed super loud and like, this isn't for us, like pretty much the exact same thing, and like walked out. But it was like daytime.
It's like, how funny is that?
Yeah, they were looking for their Naples happy hour.
No, literally, because I used to work in a bar. I really like loved the people who owned it. It's like this bar and restaurant. They're really nice people, and the thing is, there's literally bar regulars. They're the same people like that go there, and then they go to whiskey party. No, excuse me, sorry.
It's okay.
Yeah,
you can name drop alcoholic bars.
Yeah, the alcohol bars are fine.
Like, no, like they go there, like they go to like other places, you know, and what the hell was I just saying?
Regulars.
Yeah, no, there's literally regulars at the bars. It's like, this is just the same thing without the alcohol. How silly is that to you?
Yeah.
How silly is it to not agree with alcohol? That's like, if I didn't agree with like marijuana, it's like if I didn't agree with like, you know, what's it called? Obviously, I don't know.
The really like when they're going to like alcohol bars, it's because they're wanting to hang out and like socialize.
Exactly. So why
you know, like that's kind of like, I want to go see my friends. We're gonna go to the bar, And it's like, you could do that here. You could do it here and you'd probably have a better time because you would remember. But like, no, you actually I think you just care more about being drunk.
Right. And then even with the events and stuff, though, like you go to the bar and like the best possible scenarios, they have live music. Like we have that plus 17 other events.
Yeah.
Like it's every like couple's dream to like be able to go and do craft night together and go to the Valentine's Day party and Wellness Wednesday. Like I got my freaking lashes done at the Kava bar. Like when have you ever walked into a freaking whiskey bar and gotten that? Like never.
Never ever. It's just it also shows like so much quality that you guys have, and like you just want everything to like be. I mean, I've never seen a Kava bar like you guys like try so hard to make everyone have the best time they could have. Like so many events that are actually fun. Like
we're stressed about it.
I'm very stressed about it.
Like I remember I spent my first like 4th of July at the Kava bar, at your guys' Kava bar, and it was amazing. I was with Isaiah the whole night, and we were talking to some other regulars that were over there, and I just remember thinking how fun it was and like how much of a nice time I had. And before I would just like be drinking on someone's patio, you know, like just playing with sparklers and like trying to convince myself that was fun,
right?
You know, but like I was actually talking to people who had, and people are so interesting. Like all these people are really interesting. I love seeing people that like different things, you know, talk about what they do for fun or what they do, you know, for work or something like that. Like I just love it.
And the botanical tea takes away the social anxiety, similar to how alcohol does, because it hits the same receptors in your brain, but it doesn't impair you. So you're still able to have those intelligent conversations.
Exactly.
Yeah. Where if you were just at the normal barbecue with Uncle Joe, like he's too sloshed to actually talk about his life. Like
he's trying real hard,
but it's
like,
not
it's not making any sense.
Right.
Yeah.
But like if you and Uncle Joe came here, like you'd actually be able to have an in-depth conversation.
Right.
And I mean, I feel like it's so funny how you were like referred to like the guy at the bar as Uncle Joe, right? But the thing is, there truly is a type of like people with a type of beliefs. I don't know how that works, that like don't agree with like being sober. It's like, how does that happen?
They're all from up north.
My family thinks it's weird if you're sober.
It's like, how does that happen? Like, how do you think it's weird?
Because they say, what's wrong with you?
Like, why don't you want to let loose? Why don't
it's like,
you
what's
do
right
this?
with me?
You know, it's like, I can let loose by doing other things.
Yeah.
I can let loose by,
like,
you know,
as like a teenager.
Exactly.
Yeah, as a teenager, early 20s, my family was being like, what's wrong with you? Like, have a drink with us. And then I was drinking, but like my mom didn't approve, so I hid it from them, so I still didn't drink around family. And then as I got a little bit older, like I would have like a drink on Christmas or that. And they were like, finally, she's drinking with us. And then I stopped drinking again. They're like, come on, what's wrong with you? Just have a drink.
Yeah.
And
it's like, why do I need to?
Why are you pushing me, Lee?
Yeah.
Why are you pushing me?
It's projection. Really, though.
It's like you don't want to be the only drunk one here.
Yeah, no, they don't want to feel like they're like the like only person drinking, and like they know that they're probably doing it to like avoid their problems, and that's why they get drunk all the time. So it's like, why don't you also have problems that you want to just drunken yourself from?
Right.
Why don't you want to do that too? Now I look silly and I'm the only person doing it, so you do it too, so I don't look silly.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah. And I mean, at the Kava bar, you're never drinking alone, because you have one drink minimum. But
I mean, the thing is, like, they're really good, so you usually end up getting them. Like, I've definitely been to other bars that like had not good drinks at all. Like, these ones are great. I replaced this with like the little like Starbucks thing that I used to have because it couldn't happen anymore. No, I love that. The dozen roses. I love it. You know.
Yeah. I'm drinking right now the number 9, which is like it's rose and honey.
People
and it's
really
it's on
like the number 9.
The specialty one. It's so good.
Yeah, the monthly
it's
special.
Light. I like it because it's like light. It's pretty refreshing.
Yeah, I was like making it and I was like, there's really like not much to
in
this.
it. Yeah, it's very light. And it has the blue pea flower too, which is really good for you. Because blue pea flower has like a bunch of antioxidants. That's the other thing too. Like, we were talking a little bit earlier about like how your mom uses the, what is it, the
Kava, like the tea.
Yeah, and you said something else too, like the
Valerian root.
Yeah.
Valerian root, yeah.
So like how we get into other like herbs and stuff like that, that's good for you. So like we have the blue pea flower, we have the Damiana, which is like the aphrodisiac, which is like what I did the flight board out of this month. Like I love how we also get into like that world of like all these different fun things that we can like add to drinks. And then people are like, oh, what's that? I want to try it. Like, so like this drink also has like the blue pea flower, so it's like good for me in other ways than just.
Which I think is really cool that we're bringing in other forms of like teas.
Yeah, I want to do so much.
I've seen like other kava bars where like their add-ons to their menu are like the 0 proof spirits.
Right.
You know, like they're bringing in like non-alcoholic alcohol options as their like alternatives to tea and kava, but we're just like,
I understand, but at the same time it's like, why can't people just normalize having tea? Like, why isn't this it's completely normal in other countries. Why is the US the only people who want to drunken themselves and who want to normalize all this stuff? Like, why can't we all just like have more wellness to ourselves?
Right. And it's kind of like what we were saying earlier about like that comparison where it's like we're up here with the opioids and we want to be down here with the coffee and the tea. So like that's where it's like don't want the 0 proof alcohol because I don't want to be.
I'm trying to get away from that.
I'm trying to get away from that. Like if I didn't have to describe it to everyone as an alternative to alcohol, that'd be great. If I could say it's an alternative to coffee and Tylenol, like I would much rather say that, but it's like people don't get that. People get the alcohol comparison, but like that's why I don't want to have like the 0 proof stuff and have the tea instead.
I've heard other kava tenders at other bars like compare it to newbies as like, oh, it's like alcohol, like it gets you fucked up, but
it doesn't. And then
First
you
of
get
all,
people
I was like,
angry.
it does. I was like, I got so mad. I was like, it doesn't do that. And it's like this was like an older couple that had come in, and it's like when I see like an older couple come, like just older generations that all come in, I'm gonna treat them a little bit differently, just because like I feel like that's stepping out of their comfort zone. Like this is like probably a very new thing for most older generations, that like if they're coming in here, I'm gonna do my best to communicate this to them in the way that like they need to hear it. I'm not gonna go up and be like, oh, it gets you fucked up. Yeah. You know, that's what this kid did, and then they left.
Yeah.
And I was like,
because you know what they think? They sit down, and I've seen this so many times at other bars. They sit down, they drink it, they think it's gonna get you super high, like weed or something like that, and they go, this isn't doing anything.
Yeah.
And then they tell all their friends, they're like, oh no, it's bogus. It doesn't do anything. Like, don't drink it. It's a waste of money. It's expensive for no reason, blah, blah, blah. That's not how it is. It's only because you just think it's supposed to get you super insanely, like, messed up that you say that.
Yeah.
It kind of just ruins it for a lot of people who could have tried it. Yeah. You know?
Yeah. And that's the thing, too, is, like, you mentioned, like, the expensive part of it. And, like, I think a lot of kava bars, their prices are pretty up there, and ours we're the lowest.
I know, and that's what attracted me and Isaiah to it at first. And then we were like, oh wait, it's actually a lot better.
Yeah.
Oh wait,
because it's just as strong, if not stronger, but cheaper.
Yeah.
Like,
well, some places it's too strong.
Yeah.
There's some places where they make it too strong.
Right. And we've talked about that a lot. And again, like with us, it's like you can add on. You can add on the drink, you can add on the crush, and you can make it
booster.
Right. You can make it stronger. You can make it more expensive, but like our baseline is still good.
And the thing is,
and
like,
cheap.
You guys don't have the like insane, crazy like drinks. Like they're just like simple but amazing.
When I first started, the menu had over like 100 drinks easily.
Oh my god, that menu! Like, it was like a notebook.
Yeah,
it was a notebook, and every time like someone came up with a new drink, they would like write it in this notebook, and like you would come up to the bar and like, oh, can I get a menu? And you would get like the old like nasty
composition book or whatever
notebook with like all different types of handwriting and like and that's what you got, and it was like trying to like.
Oh my gosh, no! You want like for your customer. I was about to say client, but that's different. Customers, you want to make it so easy for them to just go and choose something. Just like you want to put like a shop now button, you know, in your bio. You want people to just like look at it for 1 second, see something so simply written out for them. Oh, okay, I can have that. Let me get this. You know, if you like let them stumble and you let them like walk through all these drinks and all these possibilities, it's confusing. It's kind of like going to like a like pretty normal Italian restaurant, they have that huge notebook of stuff. You're like, oh geez, like what the hell do I want?
What do I want? It's like going to the Cheesecake Factory.
Yes,
and you're like,
what do I
like
want?
need more time to have to read this novel to decide what I want.
Right. And I usually only want those like little firecracker shrimp anyway. Like
I'm always just
like I have to walk through it.
So, I want to thank you for coming in.
Yeah, of course.
It's been a great conversation.
I love talking to you guys.
Yeah, I love this. I had such a good time. Brittney, did you have a good time?
Yes, I had a great time.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
I care about what you want.
We love each other.
We all love each other. So, thank you again. That's it for today, guys. We'll see you again next time with our next guest, and we'll let you know that day because it's going to be a surprise.
Yeah.
All right. We don't know who it is yet.
All right.
Okay.